And we are live.
We'll do it live!
Welcome everyone to Claret and Big Blue, probably the only podcast on the internet dedicated to West Ham United and the New York Giants. That's right, football and football balls for everyone's taste. My name is Mike Fish, and I am joined, as always, by Alex Middleton. Alex, how you doing there, buddy?
Good, man. What's up, buddy?
It's been a week, right? It's been a week.
It's been quite. We could definitely say that. We could definitely say that.
A lot to go. It's almost been a super week, you could almost say.
It's been a super week for sure. It was not a super week, but now it's gotten super.
It's got a super. So we've got a lot to go over. Obviously, we're going to go over the Newcastle game, which seems like it happened about a month ago now. Obviously, we're going to preview the Chelsea game. Also, I want to talk about some comments about Eli Manning, Hall of Fame, that has come up. People talking
Better be
shit.
good comments. Better be good comments.
Some people talking shit.
Oh,
but obviously, we have to talk about the elephant in the room, which, when we scheduled this, it was a whole different conversation, and now a whole fucking thing's falling to pieces. We have to talk about the European Super League. So obviously, we're both West Ham fans, but obviously we wasn't invited to the party. Whatever. So we invited a fan of a team that was invited to get their kind of perspective of what was going on. People might know him from On the Stoop. Let's bring him in. It's Lolo. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
Your little maybe my overlay design wasn't that great. You kind of squashed in there. I hope you're
Sorry,
okay.
here. There we
Just
go.
leave an angle the whole time. Just like, can I do this?
I got it. We're good. I'm in here.
Already we're starting. The people want Lolo. Look at that.
Give them what they want, man. Give them what they want.
I won't put John C's first.
We want Lola. That goddamn autocorrect, man.
That's on
Lola
week.
seems cool too.
Yeah.
But thanks for joining us.
Bring her on.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you guys for having us, man. What a crazy day. What a crazy week.
Yeah. So before we kind of dive into all that, obviously the Stoop crew's representing already. Shout out to Mark.
What up, Mark?
And
Stoop
John
crew.
C, obviously. So, I'm assuming most people watching right now, noisy Brooklyn.
Fucking neighborhood, man. He's going like 2 miles an hour, and it sounds like he's at the Indy 500.
Everyone wants to be on the show. Everyone wants to be on the show.
Man.
That's true.
So kind of like bring us up to speed, like for those that might be watching on demand or listening on demand. Tell us about what you do on YouTube, because I'm a big fan of your show, but just tell the people what you are up to.
Cool. So my show is called On the Stoop with Lolo, and this is a stoop, if you guys don't understand what a stoop is. And so a stoop in Brooklyn, it's the meeting place. It's on a nice day like this, you can look down the block and there's people out sitting on their stoops, having a beer, having a tea, whatever you want. There's people here having a bottle of wine. The kids are running up and down the block. Like the stoop is like the meeting place and where you just hang out and you talk. So what I was going for when I created the show was I wanted to basically bring to the world what happens on my stoop, which is our kids are all playing and the dads and some of the moms are all here on the stoop, and we're talking football and we're talking the world and we're talking whatever. So I was like, look, we don't all support the same clubs, and that's very much how America is. Like you don't really hang out with all one fan. We're not in one city where we all support one team. You kind of got to be able to talk to everybody about football in general, and nobody cares about your under 23s. Like we don't know the names of your freaking under 23s, nor do we care. So that's what we are trying to bring to our show is this vibe of, we try to get facts right, but we don't necessarily care if they're right. Like we care more about passion, and like if you can back something up with some passion and an argument, people in the audience, in the crowd will tell us, oh, actually you're wrong about that, and we'll go, so I was wrong. All right, moving on. So
we know a thing or two about that.
Exactly.
Arlo Wyatt correcting us, whatever.
That's a good tweet, though. I mean, that's a good shout, getting Arlo White mad at you.
He was not happy with us.
Well, good. We'll have to try that out. Maybe we'll see.
just mention him. Don't tag him. Just mention him. He'll
Just
find
He
it.
searches his name.
Dude, he's busy. Like, he's busy as
Apparently
hell.
not.
He's calling a game like every third day. He's traveling
kidding.
all over I think he's doing the Chicago Fire games. I don't know if he's doing them remotely or whatever, but it was like I saw he was calling games for them. I was like, dude, when do you have a day off? You shouldn't be on Twitter. What are you doing?
Yeah, a lot of time on the toilet, I think.
We'd love to have him on though. If you want to come on, Arlo, big fan.
Yeah, man, come to the stoop as well, man.
Yeah.
Whatever, we'll talk to you. So that's mostly what we do, and we try and so every week we make our predictions for what we call the weekend watch list. So we pick 3 matches that we think you as a football fan, besides your own club, you're going to watch your own club, but what 3 matches are most important that week? Be it top 4 or relegation battle or something historical, derbies, that sort of thing. And then during the weekend, we do post matches of each one of those matches, as well as a Friday night happy hour, which is just a couple hours of Premier League trivia and drinking and banter. You guys should definitely come on one of those because it's easier for people in the States to be on it because it's a bit later at night.
Yeah.
But you guys should pop on one night. I'll send you guys the link. But
Awesome.
That's what we're doing.
So on top of that, though, I'm pretty sure, I've watched your show. You've had obviously a busy couple of days covering the news. So obviously the whole idea of you coming on the show originally was to kind of give your opinion, because obviously everyone has their opinion on the overall arc of the European Super League.
Yeah.
And everyone's pretty much said their opinion. But obviously I wanted to kind of see, what it meant to you personally as an Arsenal fan within the Arsenal community, if you know what I mean. So, but obviously a lot has changed in the last, 3 hours?
Yeah, I think you can see what I wrote on my hat.
Yeah, so...
Fuck the
ESL.
Yeah.
But I mean, before we kind of get into what's happened today, original thoughts though, like I say, overarch of football fans just in general weren't happy about it, but what did it kind of mean to you as an Arsenal fan to see your club kind of go along with it?
So I actually put out a statement video earlier today because I was like, I need to, when we look back on this debacle and this failed coup is what I'm going to start referring to it as.
I like that.
I don't want my show to have been silent on it. I want our opinion to have been known before it all started going to crap. So this morning wrote a statement and I recorded it and I put it out there, and you guys can see it on our channel. But basically saying how let down I was by my club, how disappointed and how angry that made me at my club. And the overall sentiment is, what is most important in football? Is it trophies? A lot of people say it's trophies, and I make fun of Spurs fans about that. And I say, y'all can be 6th place and we're 8th place, but in the end, neither of us got a trophy and we still have more than you. Yeah. But if trophies were what mattered, you guys wouldn't be West Ham fans. Right. There would be no West Ham fans. There would be no more Arsenal fans if trophies were what mattered. And what really matters, the reason you support your team is pride. Pride in the badge. Pride walking around town wearing that badge. Pride on the subway knowing that if anyone was to look at me, they know right away what team I support because that badge is on my chest and I stand by everything that they do. I may not agree with it all, but I know where they're coming from as a club, and I support them. And today, this week, starting Sunday, I haven't been able to wear any Arsenal shit because I feel that I have zero pride in the fact that we've allowed one person, one entity to come in and make some sort of decision like that. Knowing that the legends of our club the legends, if offered right now, if they were offered where we are as a club, if they were offered to come in free pass into the Champions League, no questions asked, and you'll never be eliminated. Ian Wright would say, no, we don't belong there. Wenger would say, no, we don't belong there. We need to earn it. You know?
Yeah.
Like, those are people who already did say that. But I'm saying all the legends, they would say, no, hell no, we don't belong there. If we belong there, we would be in for fourth place and above. We don't belong there, so no. So this is all nonsense. So to me, the fact that some rich dude comes in and buys the club and doesn't even watch Arsenal football and makes a decision that's not based on football and it's 100% based on money can fuck off.
Yeah.
Well, don't you think that a lot of that started with like there were probably a couple of teams that started getting that ball rolling, like were there teams that were like, well, shit, I don't want to be left out of this. Like, I think that like teams kind of could have fallen victim to that as well. I understand it's about like you got to take pride in what you're doing. It's not just all about the money, but it's like if you're watching everybody else leaving a league potentially, aren't you thinking like, well, shit, if we can fucking get in it, like why not?
That is that's exactly what I'm talking about. I wished Arsenal would have said, y'all do whatever the fuck you want, but we're one of the oldest clubs here, and we're one of the never relegated, longest running, top tier teams. No, we're going to continue because football is bigger than the Champions League. Football is bigger. Football in England is bigger, and it's about all the clubs. It's not about us, and it's not about the big six. And if so yeah, was there some FOMO? You know, they're afraid of missing out on all this money that's being tossed around. I think for this, it kind of makes the most sense for Arsenal to jump on board, for Arsenal and Tottenham to jump on board with that, because we don't belong there, and we need the money that we're not getting from Champions League football. So, but that's where I was like, just say no, and then how many more jerseys would they have sold had they been the one club in England to say no? Football in England is about football in England, and it's about pride of country and pride of history. But no, they wanted to be just like the rest, and and I've been corrected all day long saying like don't blame it all, don't blame it, don't hate Arsenal, don't hate everyone in Arsenal, hate the people way up at the top. And so yeah, okay, but
yeah, no, I totally get that. It's like I'm still mad.
I'm still fucking furious that it was allowed to happen, which makes me furious for 10 years ago or however long ago Kroenke's been involved. Like how we let that happen.
Right.
And then I'm mad at the Premier League for the Premier League opening up ownership abilities to anybody who is willing to buy it. I don't know.
I think I was kind of in the same boat, because even though West Ham obviously weren't invited and didn't go, there was a part of me that's like, I'm 99% sure that if West Ham were invited, David Gold and David Sullivan would have
100%, dude. They were
300 million a season.
So, yeah.
Where do we sign up? Like they would have been there in a heartbeat. And so I was kind of secondhand pissed off almost, like, because that would have been us as well. We would have been fucking down.
Yeah.
But it was a fun little bit to be like, fuck all of you guys clubs. Like our club didn't do that. It's like, well, you didn't get invited. I was like, but still.
Yeah.
And then we got that couple of days where I was like, well, technically, if we took away all the points we lost to top 6 teams that would have been kicked out, we'd be in first place in the league. So, like, I'll take a trophy right now if we can get it. I don't care if it's default. Just hand us a trophy at some point.
No, man. Can you guys imagine if this shit went through and then you guys made it into the Champions League and there's like the main.
There's just no Champions League.
Yeah, Champions League is like nobody.
Yeah, that
would be nice. So West Ham though. That would be very West Ham. It's like we finally got and there's no such thing anymore.
No, because we would have been knocked out of the Champions League by the Astro.
Hey, you guys, we got a comment on here. I would love it if you popped up there. The last one that popped up.
Well, so yeah, John was asking what beer is everyone drinking.
The last one is more important.
What? You need a beer yet?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. You guys got to get yourself a director, man. This is awesome.
Oh, okay. So John is like cool. Literally right next to you.
Yeah. That is pretty cool.
Of course, I need a bottle opener.
I'm just waiting. I need to get me one of those.
Yeah.
So we've got Alex joining us. He's drinking vodka.
What's going on, Alex? How you doing,
man?
There
you go.
It's vodka Tuesday. What beer you got? I'm assuming, Alex. I'm assuming you've got a Southern Star Brewery.
I'm drinking a Mama Rosa Goza. It rhymes. That's why it's cool.
Oh yeah.
What could you describe? Because I've got a Heineken, which is basic. He's got a Corona. Everyone knows Corona. What the hell is a Mama Rosa Goza?
It's a Goza. I don't know like beer. They just give me beer and I drink it, man. I don't complain about that.
Oh wow.
It's that
Shout out
sweet
Southern Star Brewing Company.
That's that sweet brewery sponsorship life.
So I don't know if you guys have ever had this problem, but my bottle opener is like rounded off. I think that means I've used it too much. It just
so you should keep that with pride.
It just doesn't work anymore.
Just makes you earn it.
Yeah, on Zeb's cooler, right there.
John, open the beer, John.
He's got one. You guys, I'm telling you, you got to get yourself one. He's worth every penny.
So obviously, the clubs that we had, obviously the 12 clubs. So now we've had, I think, unless anything's changed since we went live, as far as I'm aware, only one club who's officially said we're leaving, which is Man City.
Man City, I think, said.
I think they're the only
Chelsea
ones.
Also say it?
No,
I thought Chelsea said it too.
Unless I've missed something, I don't think they actually released an official statement saying they're doing it. But I might have missed that. But yeah. But then, interestingly,
I think during the Brighton game today, they had said that. I want to say it came across. I may not have, I don't think I had the sound on, but they had City in them.
I saw a report that they were leaving, but I didn't see anything official. But then, I think, so we had Liverpool, one of their sponsors has dropped out because they're like, fuck this, but I've never heard of the company, but whatever. Still, money moves. Then, obviously, the big ones, Ed Woodward, out soon from Manchester United.
Yeah.
I was chatting to you, Lotto, before the show. Do you think Ed Woodward saying he's leaving? One, do you think he said he was leaving, or do you think he was told you need to go?
I think he was leaving at the end of the season anyway, and this was kind of like he was helping them push this through. And I think this was a planned thing. I think it was, listen, if it doesn't go over well, which it probably won't, we can make we can earn back a little credit with our fans by firing you. So, and look, Ed Woodward's going to be fine. He's going to be fine. Like, it's not like, oh man, he's out of a job. He's destitute now. The poor guy's kicked out on this. Like, he's got all the money he wants, and he's probably going to be picked up by some other club and run that shit to the ground. But the owners needed a fall guy, and he probably, I wouldn't be surprised if he had it in his contract. Like, look, if you have to use me as a scapegoat, I have a $4 million clause where go for it. You know,
I've always wanted a fall guy. That'd be so cool to just have a built-in fall guy.
Have a $4 million fall guy clause. Like, go for it.
I don't know what it'll need to be for, but we can use it sometime.
That's the type of shady stuff that Man United has been representing. What's up, Villa Martin?
Yeah, so So just before we went live, Arsenal released a statement, which was, as a result of listening to you, the wider football community, over recent days, we are withdrawing from the proposed Super League.
They did. Oh shit! Really?
Officially.
Well, good. Maybe they watched my because I was threatening to we were gonna do on Friday a non-match watch along. No, live match non-watch along, where we were gonna like watch Father Ted or something. instead of the Arsenal match and talk about anything besides Arsenal. So cool. Now I can watch the match because I have
There you
a
go.
tiny bit of respect for them.
Well, that's the kind of thing where do you think it goes from here then? Do you think, I mean, as a fan, as a wider community, does it now go back to normal? Or do you think that the fans should still keep these people at arm's length and be like, you've done the right decision after you made the bad decision?
Exactly. I mean, I think I tweeted this out at some point today where I said, just because you pull out doesn't mean you weren't doing the fucking. It doesn't mean you're still a
point.
virgin
That's
because you pulled out. You still did some fucking, so you still need to pay the consequences. Like,
that's
to me,
that's a lot less extreme and a lot more sexual than what I'd said. Because what I said was basically
it really hammers home the point.
hammers home, pounds it in,
pounds
really
it in
well.
there. Yeah.
But no, because what I said it's basically like, I mean, it's a bit of an extreme example, but it's kind of like someone threatening to stab you, but then saying, actually, I'm not going to stab you. You're welcome for saving your life. No, wait. You was the one that was going to do it. Why should I thank you? Why should I give you praise?
Yeah. It's like, oh, I saved your
What if
life
they-
by not stabbing you. Wait,
But
what?
I could've.
No, fuck off.
Could've.
What if they go out and just, like, in the next transfer window, just bring in everybody you ever wanted them to get, and then they're like, sorry, we tried to leave. Then would you forgive them?
No.
And they won, like, back-to-back Premier
Listen.
Leagues after that. Like, would you?
I mean,
would you kind
it's
of be
not
like,
going to
all right,
happen,
you know,
first of all, because it's not like they magically got a ton of money. That's the whole reason they were going over there was for the money. Other clubs
Right.
were doing it for clout, I guess. You know, Man
Tottenham.
City doesn't need the money. Chelsea doesn't need the money.
Apparently, all 6 of the clubs have now officially announced they will,
Thank you, Via Martin, part of the Stoop crew right there.
or the 5+1, as we like to call them.
The 5+1. Well, I mean, are Arsenal like top big 6 anymore? Like, I don't fucking know. Like,
I
to
will
me,
say-
how did Leicester feel not getting the call? You know, like,
yeah, right? They're like, we've been relevant for a while, guys. What are y'all talking about?
We won it pretty recently. Can we not come to the party?
Yeah. Anyway,
So, but
Sorry,
before you
what were
move
we
to that
saying?
point, did you see there was a clip I saw on Twitter? That I think it was, I can't remember if it was C&BC News or something, where they were rounding up the sports news, and the report was saying about all these clubs are saying they're going to join the European Super League, and all of these giant British clubs and Tottenham. I was like, damn! Even American news are throwing shade on Tottenham.
and Tottenham
I love
Hotspurs. Yeah. Listen, I agree with Via Martin down here, who says, you know, the fans, it's not the fans and the players' fault, but the clubs need punishing. I agree. It's hard to give like an arbitrary number because say they give the number, they say like, we're going to deduct them 15 points. And then City loses the league by 1 point, even with
Yeah,
the
fuck
15
City. I don't
points.
care.
Okay, West Ham loses the league by 1 point to City when you're, and then
That'd
you'll
be
be like,
great.
well, it should have been a 16-point deduction, not a 15-point deduction.
Absolutely,
You know,
I will.
so it becomes this arbitrary thing where, is it money that we need to punish them with? Is it? I don't know what the answer is.
I mean, if you're talking about money, it's gonna realistically to make an impact for them to remember it. It's gonna have to be a ridiculous amount of money to find them.
Yeah. So my thought is, send those 6 teams to the championship.
Almost as like a season timeout.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You're bad.
And if you make it back, then you deserve to be back. And if you don't, you didn't deserve to be in a Super League anyway.
Yeah.
If
Yeah,
you
I
can't even
think
get
I
out of
saw-
the championship, but then only 3 teams come up next year. You know what I mean?
That would be fucking great, though.
So then
I
the
saw something-
championship gets all this TV revenue because the
Says
big
extra
6 are there.
attention.
Now we're actually getting some homegrown money flown in there, and then little old Barnsley and I don't know who else. I don't watch.
Well, I
the
know
team.
for a fact Sheffield United fans are like, yes, Lolo,
Yeah.
we are on.
Do that. Yeah.
I just got a bunch of new Blades fans on the
Yeah.
show. West Brom is like, I agree with that Mexican guy out in Brooklyn. Yeah, man. Sorry, this son is like,
It's nice though, right? I was sitting outside in it earlier. It's like, I'm taking this in because I don't know. It's way off topic, but you're in the same area as me. Has it not been windy for like the last 3 months? It's like,
yeah,
what the hell?
windy and then rain out of nowhere, and then like you'll have one day like this, and then it turns to freezing cold at night, and yeah, it's been this a series of false springs, but hopefully it's staying. But then I hear tomorrow it's supposed to be pouring rain. I don't know. I don't know.
Alex over in Texas has no idea what it's like to have bad weather.
Yeah. I mean, it just floods every like
Until
third
hurricane
month
season.
and then freezes, and then we had our whole power grid just went out a couple months ago.
Yeah,
It froze one time, and everyone's like, "We don't know what to do here."
yeah.
According to Nate Dogg, snow's coming our way.
No. See, that's what I mean. Anyway. So yeah, I think if there's gonna be some sort of punishment, it's gotta be real, and it's gotta be like essentially.
But realistically,
how do you get them to never do this again? How do you get another team to never do this again?
I think what I would personally,
I think they were
like
trying
the
to put
idea-
their foot dip their foot in the water, see what they could get away with this time. And it is only a matter of time before something like this is going to happen again. And I feel like even if there's a backlash against that too, they'll be like, "Oh, okay, we're sorry. Here, we're gonna do whatever our other pretend make good thing is again, and then all right, let's try it one more time, and maybe now they're ready for it." And it seems like it's something that's just gonna every couple of years. I feel like it's been talked about. They just never formally announced anything for years. But it's just like I don't ever see this going away. I think it's going to be a continuous issue, and I don't know if it'll ever happen. But it just feels like it's the threat that they have that they can always use.
Yeah, that's why I think something needs to happen. Otherwise, like I say, they're just going to keep trying it over and over again with slight tweaks to see if they can get away with something else. But I mean, I like the idea of sending them to the championship for like a timeout almost. But I think because now we're almost like finished with the season, and I don't think a points deduction realistically is going to hurt anyone now. So I would maybe, if we are going to do a points deduction, maybe start it off next season. So those 6 clubs, maybe you start the season at -15 or -20, go, that kind of thing. But realistically, what are we going to see? Are we realistically going to see maybe like a $100,000 fine? It's going to be nothing, right? It's going to be a slap on the wrist, realistically, right?
Yeah. I mean, maybe it's a European ban where you say, okay, none of y'all are in Europa or the Champions League next year, and Arsenal and Tottenham will go, oh damn, because we weren't.
That's why we're not in it.
We're like,
that
oh,
could
that's
be
the reason. That's the reason.
That could be the best one because then, it's like, you wanted extra money? Okay, well, you're now going to have to go 2 years without extra money. Screw you.
And really, like, I was going to say the Champions League is the one who would have been hurt the most, but no, because realistically, they didn't want to leave the Premier League. They wanted this as a supplemental club, like a supplemental tournament. They wanted to stay in the Premier League as well. That was the whole thing, is playing on like Wednesdays or something.
Right.
So it was going to have to become its own league because they were going to get kicked out of the Premier League. So,
well, even if they stayed in the Premier League, no one would have cared because what's the incentive? What is the incentive to spend the extra 300 million, whether they're getting a year? Because whether they perform well or not in the Super League, they're going to be in it every year. What's the incentive to perform in the Premier League? Because even if they finish 16th, they're still going to be in the Super League. So there was no, like, even the fans.
It becomes like the NFL or any American
any
American sport where you're going to play the Browns back in the day. All right, well, cool. We got them on our schedule 2 times a year. The Jaguars, you're going to get to play them and beat them up. But it's just like, there will be no incentives.
And that's the thing. Those teams were going to be Arsenal and Spurs. Like, we were going to be the Browns. Why would we
Jets.
sign up for that to have a North London derby twice a year as a battle for 16th place? Like, fuck.
Right, and so the only any fan that thought this was going to be a good thing with this cash injection into their club, realistically, these owners were going to probably invest a small fraction of that extra money into the actual club. Like it's going to be nothing.
Yeah. I mean, look at the Glazers. They've pulled more money out of the club than they put into the club. Kroenke doesn't watch football. He doesn't like. Yeah, I don't know. And Arsenal, even when they had money, they didn't spend it. Really, Wenger was notorious for having like $100 million in the bank, just waiting. And every year we're like, here we go. We've been saving up for a long time. We're buying $100 million. No. Oh, another $4 million guy. Okay, cool. And then he leaves,
but then
and
that
we
way
buy Pepe.
he has those stories though, so he can go like, 8 years ago I could have signed Messi. Okay,
Exactly.
well you didn't.
I thought about signing Messi, and we had the money, and he would have liked it. And we're like, and what? Yeah.
How is that?
Maybe he
helping
just
the
liked
Roma?
going to the bank and holding large amounts of cash in his hand, and like he did that so much that he was like, "But if I spend this, I can't come here and do that." And so
Exactly.
he's like, "What if we take this little stack right here? We'll spend some of it. Say we didn't not spend anything, and I can still come hold all my money and look at how rich I could be."
Yeah. They're going to play the best teams in the league and basically second string team in the Premier League.
But that's it. I don't think it would have been. I think it would have ended up, and it's still, who knows, it still might eventually, but because again, there's no competition, there's no relegation, there's no qualifications, you have to worry about.
Yeah.
So I think it's just going to become a glorified friendly tournament
Yeah.
that no one cares about. I think the viewership numbers would have dropped dramatically after a couple of years. And it's just like I say, it's the NFL where
And
you're going to be like, okay, if we're not performing well this year, screw it. Let's just wait till next year, maybe. Like, it's just going to be.
Yeah. Like once first
They would have had
place
a draft.
Yeah. And they were talking about 60-minute. Paris said something like 90 minutes is too long. It doesn't.
Younger fans have a short attention span. They don't like 90 minutes a game.
You fucking kidding? An American football match lasts like 8 hours with commercials. So
They would have done that though. Americanized it. It was all American owners involved in it. They'd be like, "Well, what if you score a goal from here, it's 2 points?"
Yeah,
Like they would have added so many dumb rules. We get one guy that can wear a goalie jersey also, and he can carry the ball with his hands.
as long as you take 2 steps forward, you can't go backwards 1 step. And now the Mercedes-Benz VAR break. Like,
I'll tell you that.
It's just half of it is like where the game is in the little screen, and it's just a big ad most of the time.
and there would be more, like they would encourage VAR because it would stop, and then they would minimize the screen, and you'd have a whole ad for Budweiser and fucking Mercedes-Benz and shit like that.
I remember when I was coming over, like when I originally moved over from England, and I had this whole mind of like, American commercialization, it's all money, blah, blah, blah. And then the first Premier League game I watched on NBC, as soon as it came up saying, and there's the Lexus stoppage time, I was like, get the fuck out of here. Wow.
Yeah. The Lexus.
I still would take that over anything else though, just because like watching all of the other American sports, it's like I'm so just beaten down by ads. Where I'm like, you know what? I can deal with the fucking giant ass Lexus sign on like the side of the scoreboard. I can get over that.
As long as the game keeps moving, it's fine. It's fine. You know what killed me about NFL when I was here watching a Giants game over in the Meadowlands, watching the Giants play the Saints. I'm a Saints fan. We were on a drive. Going, and I'm like, okay, here we go. And then everybody's just standing around. And I was like, who called timeout? And I look at the board, same number of timeouts. Okay, there's Drew Brees. He's far away from the rest of the team. And I'm going like, what is going on right now? Like, why isn't anybody playing? What? And then somebody goes, TV timeout. Fucking So he's not allowed to talk to his team because we're at a TV timeout because somebody needs to sell some Doritos.
Wow.
I'm just like, we're here live. And they're in the middle of a drive. It's not like they just kicked the ball off. They're in the middle of a drive. I'm just like, that's what the beginning of the end for me with football. Like, I follow the NFL, but it is really hard for me to sit and watch a whole match, a whole game, because you just you can't get any momentum going.
Yeah, a buddy of mine who's American buddy, he only got into the Premier League because, one, he was always up early and the game started like 7 a.m.
Yeah.
But he was like, I get to watch 45 minutes of sports without commercials. This is great. And he just became like a fan.
Exactly. That's what I say. When people are like, oh, soccer is boring. I'm like, I literally have a pint, get one, they blow the whistle, and I'm like, for 45 minutes, then I down my warm pint, get another one, go to the bathroom, and then I'm back with another full pint in my, like, you can't stop watching. If you know what you got to kind of know what you're watching. But yes, if there's not goals every 2 seconds, then it could be boring for you if you don't know what you're watching. But I'm like, how can you say it's boring? You literally can't look away because there's no timeouts, there's no breaks, there's no anything. Like, I actually hated when they were doing the water break after COVID when they restarted.
Hydration break.
It doesn't get that hot in England. That wasn't necessary.
And I was like, they're cheating. If they're having a water break, the manager should not be able to come over and talk to them, because they're having these like planning sessions, and then they come out, and then one team will look completely different than they did before the water break, and they end up winning the match. And I'm like, oh yeah, they fucking cheated.
Yeah,
and even right now with no fans, like, a lot of these managers are getting used to being able to talk to their team during the game, when that was never the case. Especially at like a packed Emirates or Old Trafford or Stamford Bridge, Ellen Road, any of these places where now London Stadium, it's not very loud there because you got the bubbles to watch and all that shit. But
there's so many bubbles that
there's so many bubbles.
It's distraction method.
But like, managers cannot actively manage during a match because you can't hear them. But now they can say, Lacazette, go forward. And then he goes forward. And so I think it's going to be weird when fans come back and players are going to have to get used to not being able to hear their manager.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can't hear shit. What the fuck is good? Keep it down.
Well, what was weird is actually another thing the ESL was talking about doing was to Americanize the sport a little bit, make it more fun for some people that may not be into it, was they were going to do like the NFL does, where you have a green sticker on the back of your head, and then you can be like mic'd up with the coach, so the coach could talk to you during the match. That was what they were.
That's
like
cheating.
With Drew Brees. Yeah,
That's
no,
cheating.
they didn't really do that, but that would probably be
cheating.
something to do with that.
Yeah, it's cheating to me. That's fucking cheating. Yeah. I don't know. Who they should mic up are the referees.
That's
I feel like we need.
I'd like to hear Mike Dean be like, I'm going to fuck this game over real fast. Hold on, guys.
Yeah, he's like, foul on that guy because I don't like the way he talked to me. You're like, wait, dickhead.
It would just be him.
They had an NHL ref got kicked out for that a couple of weeks ago. There was a Predators Detroit Red Wings game, and he was like, I just wanted to send Nashville to the box. And it was like, oop, got caught on a hot mic, buddy. And he got banned.
Wow,
yeah, he got caught. John? He got caught on the mic, basically saying, yeah, there's nothing in that, but I really wanted to give them a penalty.
Wow.
And then he got fired.
He's fired. Wow. Yeah. John's a Rangers fan.
Oh, okay.
And a Leeds United
Islanders tonight, I think.
Yeah. He says Leeds United remind him of a hockey team, so he likes Leeds United.
I guess. Okay, I can see that. Yeah. See, I'm a Devils fan, so I'm going to keep quiet on that one.
Yeah, you just lost a viewer. He's over there watching on his iPad. He threw it.
I like to keep as many viewers as we have points, so keep it low. Keep it low.
Keep it low. All right. Well, listen, fellas, I'm going to have to run soon. I got to go pick up my daughter. But so anything else you guys want me to rant about before I have to?
I think we pretty covered it all. But so realistically, punish the six, but realistically, we don't expect the six to be punished, right?
There's not going to be any punishment. They're going to do something like, well, don't worry, we punished them $500,000. And you're like,
okay,
got him.
Thanks.
and in the end, you know who's going to make all the money is fucking Fiorentino Perez, whatever his name is, who probably had something smart written in this thing that everybody signed that says if you back out, you're liable for $1 billion or something. So these clubs are going to get screwed more than ever. And he was probably like, this is never going to happen. But watch, I'm going to get them to sign, and then Real Madrid's going to get all this money, and they're going to be fine. So they're going to buy back name. They're going to buy Neymar. They're going to buy back Ronaldo. They're Messi. You know, it's just like it was all some big secret plot just to get a bunch of money for Real Madrid. I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Because there's no way.
Go back to normal.
The way they did this, the reason everybody was so shocked and appalled was because the way they went about this was shocking. Why release it on a random Sunday with 7 matches left in the league?
At about 11 p.m. UK time.
At about 11 p.m., there was another match on Monday. Like it wasn't even the end of a week, like of a football week. It was like, wait, what? And so to me, it was kind of like it's destined to fail. It's destined to get backlash. So I'm sure he had something written in that contract.
Yeah, the only way it could be more shady if it was like at 3 a.m. or something like that.
Yeah. But listen, I'm rooting for you guys. West Ham, you know, you guys are my favorite top 4 club right now. So top 6 club.
I guess we'll take
I
top
even
5
had
now.
I may still
Top
have
5.
the outline of the hammer, the irons in my head. I lost a bet and had to get the iron shaved into my head. I don't know if y'all saw that episode. But I bet that West Ham wouldn't score 3 on Arsenal. And so Adam from West Ham is Why We Drink podcast. He bet me if Arsenal scored 3, then he would get the cannon in his head. And then he fought me saying Arsenal didn't score 3. We scored 2 on ourselves. I'm like, fucking, yeah. So he put out a poll.
Did he not go through it though?
He put out a poll on Twitter, and all of his fans were like, "You're getting that cannon, you asshole."
I feel bad for the guy because like crossed hammers. I could probably do that.
Exactly.
But if you go to a barber and be like, yeah, I want a cannon with a big wheel.
Oh no, I'm sure he
Yeah.
paid like $80 for it or something. I had my boy do this. There was a moment where it started to look like a swastika, and we were like, "You better."
Oh yeah.
He fixed it, and it actually looked okay. It actually looked all right. To the point where I kind of just left it, you know.
Yeah, you don't want to be walking around Brooklyn with a swastika on your head.
Yeah.
No, or anywhere really.
Oh, anywhere, but especially
Well, I'm
Brooklyn.
sure there's some places in America that it's fine. Fucking, that's the world we live in. That's a different podcast altogether.
That's a different podcast for a different day.
Yeah.
But anyway, well, yeah. So go.
But fellas, I'm rooting for you guys. My daughter is actually a West Ham fan. Every time she walks in the room and sees football, she goes, "Is this the team with bubbles?" So you guys got a lot of toddler fans.
There you go.
Just based on the bubbles.
Good. Good. A lot of times it's only them rooting for him, probably.
That's our youth scouting system.
Yeah,
Get
man.
me with bubbles.
But in all honesty, Mark Noble is the reason I'm a West Ham fan. Players like Mark Noble, they don't make him that way anymore, and except maybe Declan Rice. You know, he little mini Mark Noble.
I hope so.
I bet Mark Noble was rubbing. I bet Mark Noble was rubbing his hands though when they were saying about how the Big Six would be banned from international duty, so they couldn't represent England. I bet Mark Noble was like, "Now's my time.
Finally.
Now's my time."
Yo, I hope Mark Noble stays at your club forever. I know he's retiring. I think at the end of this season.
After next year.
And the next
After
season.
next year.
Hopefully he gets 1 year of Champions League football.
I hope he stays on as a assistant coach, something stays in recruitment, something like that, because he's a testament to old school football and loyalty. And I remember when he got a red card a couple years back, and it was unwarranted, I thought. and I was pissed off. I was like, "Are you kidding me? You just gave Mark Noble a red card? Like, how do you know who you just like? Are you
Yeah. Do you know
kidding
who
me?
he is?
Right.
You think that tackle was on purpose? It's Mark. No, his name is Noble. Like, it's in his
Yeah.
name.
It's like a get out of jail free card.
Exactly. No, so big respect for that dude. Big respect for Declan Rice. I like him a lot. And then the new Suchek and Sioux Fall, who you guys got, are fucking how the hell where'd you pull them out of? And I hate me some Jesse Lingard, but he's been good for y'all. He's
I
one of
mean,
those guys that if he's not on your team,
Messi
you hate him.
Lingard is what we're calling him.
If he's not on your team, you hate him. But if he's on your team, you love him. So
Oh
I
yeah,
don't know.
I couldn't stand the guy, but all of a sudden I'm doing
Yeah,
doing
right.
this
I
shit.
immediately changed my tune.
Exactly. Mikel Antonio, fantastic. He's not going to last, unfortunately. But yeah,
Yeah,
you guys are
rubber
doing well,
bands.
and I hope all the best for you. I want you guys all the way up, all the way up.
Sounds good.
Because I hate
Right,
the rest of the
man, yeah.
fucking club. So, all right, guys. Well, it's been a lot of fun. I got to run.
Absolutely.
Big up to my Stoop crew who was in the house on the comments.
Thanks for stick around. Don't run off.
Yeah, we'll see. They hear me
Yeah.
all the time. I'm sure they're interested in what y'all have to say. And listen, you guys should join us for happy hour on Friday. I'll send you the link.
Yeah,
all
man,
right?
I'm down.
Sounds good.
A lot of
All
nonsense.
right, dude. Thanks for coming on.
All
Thanks,
right, man.
Lola.
Thank you so much. Peace, y'all.
Later, dude.
Hey, that was fun.
That was fun. I feel like we all learned a lot, even though like the air was kind of taken out of the sails with like everything collapsing like right before the podcast today. I still thought
Yeah.
it was a productive conversation.
It's a good little therapy
Although I was
session.
really ready to go full in on like West Ham are first in the league right now, as far as I'm concerned. Our match against Chelsea means nothing because Chelsea's going to get disqualified. Like
Yeah,
I
friendly on
already was
Sunday.
working on those takes where it was like if we beat Chelsea, then it's like we're obviously quality enough to be in the Super League. But if we lost, it's like, well, that doesn't matter. They're not even in our league really. Like I had built so many takes in already to that. Now we just got to go earn it.
Yeah, so before today we was 9 points clear at the top of the Premier League, and now we're back in fifth.
Great.
Ruined it for
I
us.
mean, really, I think the only real punishment that is fair, if we're truly being honest, is for every team that was in the top 6 or was Champions League quality, they get banned for like they can't win this year. And then whoever didn't try and leave, they have a 1-game playoff, or you know what? They don't have a game, but they don't even have to have a playoff. Whoever the top 2 teams would be left, you just go to their head-to-head record, and then the winner of that would win the league. So if so facto, I think it's us and Leicester. We beat Leicester twice, so therefore West Ham would be the champions of the Premier League. So that is my suggested punishment.
I think that's fair.
That's fair.
Yeah.
You know, if we're being honest, I think we all know that the right thing to do is to just give West Ham the trophy.
Yeah. I think the trophy would look good with claret and blue ribbons on the side.
It'd be cool. It's a little change of pace.
Nindima asks, do you celebrate 420? Do you celebrate 420?
I do not.
I mean,
What
I'm
about you,
sure-
Mike? It's not legal here, guys. I follow the law.
So yeah, I'm in New Jersey where it's legal. So
Dima, are you a cop?
yeah, snitch.
That's what a cop would ask you.
I don't celebrate, but yes, legal in New Jersey. So I guess technically every day's 420.
Now you have to.
No, I guess
What's
it's the
425
first. Yeah, that works. So yeah, yes and no, but congratulations to all those. If you are smoking today, cheers. If you are in Jersey, it's the first legal 420, which I'm sure there are many people in Jersey who are out of their faces right now. But all
Probably
power to them.
just melted into the couch.
Yeah.
All right, well, are we going to talk West Ham now? We're going to talk West Ham, recap this weekend's game, or what else do we have on the docket? You got a little schedule for us, I see.
So obviously I had the European Super League we was going to talk about. I do want to touch on some Manning real quick. Pow. So are you familiar with Tanya Ray Fox?
The name sounds familiar, but I could not put a face to the name.
By the way, 9 Demon.
Exactly what a
those
cop
listening,
would say.
God save me, I'm not a cop. Exactly what a cop would say.
Yeah,
but
I think she's a cop. He is a cop.
He or she. But so Tanya Ray Fox, I have no idea personally who she is, but someone was talking about how Eli Manning should be in Hall of Fame, 210 straight games, never missed a game through injury. He only missed a game through bad management and bad team pickings, things like that. And obviously he's won 2 Super Bowls, 2 MVP Super Bowl rings, and blah, blah, blah. And so she said that if you take the playoffs out of it, Eli Manning is a poor man's Phillip Rivers.
Right.
So,
well, I mean, obviously the playoffs mean way less than just regular season accomplishments, right?
Funny enough, I quoted her tweets and responded, and she didn't respond to my tweet, whatever. But if you're going to do that, it's like basically saying, well, yeah, if you don't count the Super Bowls, Tom Brady has achieved nothing.
Yeah, dude. If you take away all the Patriots Super Bowls, they're really just an average team.
You can't pick and choose what you're going to judge someone on. That would be like, with...
No, I love those arguments, though, because it's like, yeah, you're right. I have a slant, and I'm going to follow that slant no matter what it is. Eli's not a Hall of Famer. All right, I mean, sure, if you want to back that up, but okay.
It's kind of
who cares that he's one of 6 people to ever have 2 MVPs in the Super Bowl? Like only a handful of guys have done that, and they're all Hall of Famers. But
because I guess to circle it
back
to regular football, it's always like when the only this is what would the table would look like if that I actually paid attention to was if they removed the top 6, because that was kind of relevant, and it was quite helpful to see that West Ham apparently are fucking bossing it. Like we are the best of the rest. 9 points clear if we didn't count those. But it's the same thing like when you say, if we're going to take away the playoffs, Eli Manning hasn't achieved anything and things like that. Like whenever you see, have you seen these where people put these tables up where like, this will be the league table would look like if every time they hit the crossbar it was a goal, or this would be the Premier League if only games on Tuesday counted. Like, why are you doing like
this? Would be the Premier League if everybody else in the league died whenever our team played them, and then it's just like a bunch of blowout wins. You're like, yeah, probably. If you removed all the goals against us this season and not against anybody else, then this is what the table would look like. We put one of those out. That'll get some clicks.
Yeah, it would. Get those clicks. Before we're talking about getting those clicks, before everyone of the Stoop crew leave, make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button on our YouTube channel and our Twitch and Facebook and all that good stuff. Thank you for joining us. Hope you carry on watching and listening. Eli Manning. I'm pretty sure are we thinking Hall of Fame? He should be in Hall of Fame, right?
He better fucking be in the Hall of Fame. I will riot.
Literally grabbing at straws.
I will riot if Eli doesn't get in the Hall of Fame.
He deserves it.
No chance he doesn't get in the Hall of Fame. He gets in the Hall of Fame.
If anything, for the amount of memes that his face has given the world.
Meme Hall of Fame already.
He deserves it. Mm-hmm. But to kind of move things along, I guess, so we have to talk about... So again, it feels like... Did you like my little caption there? Looney Tunes, because we played the Toonami. What did you think of that game? Because it was... If anything, if normally watching West Ham throughout a season is pretty much a roller coaster, that game was ridiculous. It was like
I feel like I don't know, like we didn't play horrible, but certain players played horrible. It was like like 3 guys had like their worst days, or some like one of their worst days of the season, if not their worst day. Dawson, what the fuck are you doing trying to make a tackle like that at midfield with a fucking yellow card already in the first half of a fucking football game? Then Fabianski, like
5 minutes.
Yeah, like he didn't even get through halfway. And it was just like what are you doing, dude? Fabianski, the worst game I've ever seen out of Fabianski as a hammer. Mm-hmm. He had like all 3 of those goals he should have saved. Diop kicked that one in, but I think Fabianski played into that. Diop, I guess he sort of made up for it with the goal later on. It it felt like they like at at half. I don't know what Moyes did, but he got him kind of going again. And I mean, we got gifted a penalty. It was like every time you try and make an argument for like, well, we almost could have, like, yeah, we didn't deserve any points in that. We didn't deserve any points, and we got what we deserved, if we're being honest.
Yeah, I must admit, because I was watching, because I went away this weekend. I was wherever, so I was watching the game on my phone with really sketchy Airbnb Wi-Fi, and I remember it was always freeze at the moment where it's like, oh, their VAR checking for a possible penalty, and then it'd stop. And I was fuck, and I was like reset, and then suddenly that weird lining up a penalty. Oh shit, we got it. But so I didn't really see, but from what minimal I did see, it did look like a penalty of like, I mean, I'll take it as a West Ham fan, but
yeah,
it was probably a very like,
pushed his hand into the ball. Did his hand still hit the ball? It was more elbow, but still, like, yeah, I don't know. I thought it was a pretty bullshit penalty, but like we always get called for those usually, so like I'll take them when it goes our way. I mean, it was a gift. It was a gifted penalty. We didn't deserve it. Lingard had a stellar goal on that, and then just like it was karma coming back, man. Like we didn't deserve to get that penalty, so when we draw up with them again, then like they're gonna come and they like that fucking like Fabe should have stopped that. Fabianski should have stopped that goal. It was a great cross on there. It just like Fabianski, he had it in his hands. He had 3 balls hit his hands that went in the net, and just you can't have that.
Because that was one was like, if I'm gonna be honest, because obviously we went down to 10 men after 35, 36, whatever minutes. So that's almost like your get out of jail free card, where you kind of like, well, we ended up 3-2. Oh, if we hadn't gone down to 10 men, we could have won that game. But I think realistically, you could argue, yes, obviously it was slightly easier for them to get through to our goal because we had one less person. But I think realistically, the mistakes that were made and I think we deserve to lose that game. Like there was
we definitely deserved to lose that game.
Even though we went down to 10 men early, I think we deserved to lose that game, which was kind of frustrating. But it's almost peace. Like it didn't ruin my day. Let's just say that, because it was kind of like, yeah, we lost. Fuck that.
It kind of ruined mine, but just the overall play together was just like frustrating. It was like anytime we thought, like, okay, well, maybe we're gonna catch a break, historically nothing's gone our way, it feels like, since I've been a fan. And it was like, you know what, man, maybe we're gonna catch a break and just like barely be able to escape this one. Like, who knows? And then, okay, well, we pulled even. Thank God. Let's just get through. Nope, never mind. Like just when you started out, like, okay, well, maybe we salvaged a point. Nope, don't worry about that because you're fucked. Like, it was over with. But yeah, I don't know. I was really disappointed in the way they showed out. I thought that, like, obviously, not having Rice in the lineup, you could kind of see Noble did not play great. He didn't play terrible, but there were some times where you're like, Rice probably wouldn't have allowed that to happen out there. I think that we could have very well been looking ahead to Chelsea, and that kind of seemed like everybody wasn't into it at all times. And I mean, honestly, at this point now, I hope that was the case. I hope they were so focused on Chelsea they got embarrassed. They're going to go and kick ass this weekend, hopefully.
Well, yeah. So moving on, I guess, to the Chelsea preview. Even though we got embarrassed, and even though, like I said, we didn't deserve to win, we deserved to lose, I do still have a kind of positive outlook looking towards the Chelsea game, because Chelsea, one, I don't know if you watched. Did you watch their game? It was a horrible game today. Did you watch? Against Brighton?
Yeah, it was not great.
It's a pretty miserable
I was
game.
fine with the outcome of it. I would have liked Brighton to have gotten at least one, but
I think really, because Brighton were very unlucky. I don't want to say they deserve. Mark McKenzie says West Ham were definitely looking ahead. I think we were. I think we were.
Fuck, I hope so, man.
I think we got a little bit, because I think this was the first after the. Who did we play last? Fuck. Who did we play before Newcastle?
Before Newcastle, we played Leicester 3-2.
Leicester. So I think we got into that mindset of, okay,
we've had Leicester. 3 straight 3-2 games.
It was 3-3, 3-2, 3-2. I think.
No, 3-3, 3-2, 3-2, 3-2.
Oh, you can't.
3-3 Arsenal,
we
3-2 Wolves, 3-2. Yeah, I mean, I'm just There's been at
Anyway,
least 5 goals combined.
Anyway, but yes,
I'm betting
so I
overs
do
is
think,
what I'm saying.
yeah. So I do think we were definitely kind of looking ahead of like, oh, this is going to be an easy one. We can look ahead at Chelsea. So I think Chelsea have now, because the Super League is not happening, now they have to focus on the Champions League. They have a Champions League game on Tuesday, I think. So we're playing Chelsea on Saturday, right? If I'm
Yes.
I'm terrible with that. If it's a weekend, I always forget which we're playing on Saturday. So, but we have them like 2 days before they play a Champions League semi-final. So I'm hoping, with how badly they play today, because they look poor. I think Brighton were way the better side today. The fact that hopefully I think the Newcastle loss, if anything, is hopefully going to give us that kick up the arse and like, all right, no, we need to focus now. We need to.
Right.
This isn't given to us, because I think everyone before. Sorry, the point I was going to make about the Leicester game was that before that Leicester game, every time someone was saying about Champions League, everyone, to a man, the players, Moisey, was saying, well, we're going to take it one game at a time. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. But I think after the Leicester game, some conversation within the players, definitely, I think Mark Noble mentioned it, I think Moisey even mentioned it, where it's kind of like, yeah, I think we're going to try to do that. We're going to try. So I think the Champions League kind of slipped into their head and they kind of tripped up. So hopefully, but we can fucking talk about it. Champions League still definitely going to happen, because it's still, even though we're 5th now, beat Chelsea, we're back in it.
Right.
In our hands.
Right. And we control our own destiny again. I mean, really, Chelsea, they should be playing shamefully now because of what their club tried to do to the league. So, like, hopefully they have to hold their heads in shame. They should have to hold their heads down the entire game, honestly. That should be part of the shame thing. Like, they can only look down as like a symbolic, like, Hunger Games type, like, show that you don't want to ever go against FIFA
Or like
UEFA. Like, make
Game
them do
of
that.
Thrones,
That's
where someone follows them, shame, with a bell. Shame.
Well, I think that Chelsea, like,
Just for audio listeners,
Yeah.
Mark McKenzie said, given everything happened today, Chelsea was going to play poor. Now that things are resolved, Chelsea will be focused. Will West Ham ? See, I don't.
Will they be focused with the Champions League game right away, right there? Like, and like, that's definitely a bigger. Like you can't win the EPL. Why do you give a fuck right now? I guess you care because you could get back in the Champions League. But if you win the Champions League, you're in the Champions League again. So, like, what's the, go win the Champions League. Fuck West Ham. Why would you want to even play hard against West Ham?
I think maybe seeing their fans surrounding their coach and being boo, maybe, yes, it threw off a little bit. But I could be wrong. But for some reason, I don't feel that the players gave two shits about what was going on in social media and things like that.
You would have thought they would have gone to play harder to prove that they would have played when, like, we're
playing for the people.
But no, they hate the people.
They do. They hate everyone.
That's what I heard.
Like, especially little Timmy with the crutch.
Mm-hmm. They hate him the most.
They don't want him to have a nice big turkey on Christmas.
They would have sold that crutch if it meant that they could have gotten into the Super League.
Tuchel, all games are important. Do you think he
like
does
Brighton?
Do you think whenever someone or he makes a good point, someone's like Tuchel?
Oh, they 100% do that.
Like, make that pun.
Yes.
It's got to be a thing. So, predictions then. Okay, with all that said, with all this kerfuffle that's gone on in the last couple of days, we're back to some relevance, normalcy, hopefully. We've got Chelsea on the weekend. They've got a Champions League game to look ahead to. What are you thinking is going to happen with West Ham?
I feel like it's going to be a 3-2 game somehow. They've all been 3-2 games. I don't know.
It's destined to be a 3-2 game.
I'm just locking them in at 3-2. Let's fucking be the team that scores 3. Let's score 3. I don't know. I'm buying into West Ham, dude. Like, my heart was hurt. My heart was hurt on Saturday with that loss.
Yeah.
But, like, I feel like they're like fuck Chelsea after what they tried to do, obviously. And then fuck them, dude. They got a Champions League game to look ahead at. Like, I don't care if Tuchel says all the games matter. What game really matters is the Champions League game or the EPL game that doesn't matter because you can't win the league. Like, just go on in the Champions League. West Ham's going to win. I'm just going to say West Ham's going to win for the rest of the season until we get to the Champions League. We inevitably get there.
I mean, if it wasn't for the Newcastle game, I would say this is Chelsea game's our final real hard game. But now I don't trust anything. I don't believe anyone. There's something wrong with the Matrix. Who knows?
We're going to beat Chelsea. We're not going to lose again the rest of the year, dude. We got this.
We need to, so this would be in our destiny. In our destiny, that's the wrong one. In our own hands. Yeah, it's hard to bet against a 3-2 game. It's definitely going to be a 3-2 game because that's all we do now.
Bet the over, whatever it is.
And it's a London derby. It's a Chelsea game. You can never bet against anyone. Who knows? The form kind of goes out the window definitely with West Ham Chelsea games. Definitely with West Ham Tottenham. Pretty much any London derby. So I hate to agree with you, but I'm going to go also 3-2 West Ham. Adrian 1-1 is his prediction. I hope Emma isn't putting lasagna down the drain with that clackling of plates in the background. I think that was actually my kitchen.
Was not mine.
Yeah, Adrian. Why don't you mind your own business? Know your kitchens.
Whoa. No, he was referring to, obviously, Adrian listened to the Rod Ryan show on 95 The Buzz that you can listen to. If you're not in Houston, listen to it for free on the iHeartRadio app.
Yeah.
I'll be hosting it tomorrow.
Alex is an actual real radio person. Ooh.
I was sitting in the 1 or 2 chair today.
Mark prediction, I would like to see West Ham control pace a little bit, not go balls out for a half and then hang on for dear life. And so for
they do like doing that.
Play a little bit. Yeah, sorry, Mark, that your wish is not going to come true because West Ham are definitely going to go balls to walls for the first 35, 40
We
minutes.
love like killing. There's one half where you're like, we're never going to lose a game ever. And then the other half, you're like, we may never win a game.
Maybe that was the whole thing. Like, if the European Super League was a thing with shorter games, we would have won that shit because we are amazing.
That's true. If they played one half,
minutes.
we would have never lost a game this year. I don't think. I don't know. We probably would have still. But speaking of like Super League, like we were talking about Americanizing stuff with Lolo earlier. Like, if you want people to think the MLS is cooler, just change the name to the Super League. Like, that sounds like the most American, like, it says super in the name. I'm in. The American Super League, and then done, nailed it.
Just quit that MLS.
And I'm like, well, hell, I want to watch the American Super League. I don't want to watch the MLS. American Super League? Shit.
It's not a bad idea. Or like Star Spangled Super League. That would get everyone.
Yeah.
involved.
Or just like Super MLS. And like, what's the other MLS? Like, no, we just added Super to it. And like, I'm in.
Welcome to the Super MLS Eagles America Guns. I'm tuning in.
Patriot, the Patriot Bowl is literally like every other game. Like, why? I don't know. 2 patriotic teams.
Welcome to the Jesus Bowl.
And this is the Garth Brooks Derby. That's what the Dynamo and FC Dallas would be.
That'd be big numbers. Big numbers. My Super League was too much like WrestleMania. WrestleMania was great. I'm not going to talk shit about WrestleMania because it was great. Because it was 2 nights of 3 hours, which I can consume as a wrestling fan. But normally WrestleMania is like 1 night for 7 hours, and I end up wanting to kill myself at the end of the show. So I quite liked WrestleMania this week. Let's get the last couple of comments. Adrian, the defense should be interesting, and depending on if it's 4 or 5 on the back, will Moyes show intent and confidence? Nope.
That's a good point.
He won't.
No, it will show his intent and confidence is what he means. Like, are we going to go balls out, or are we going to play back? But like, I think Moyes, like early on in the season, when we weren't winning the games that we should have won. I thought that he was playing back too much against, like the bigger teams that we were losing to. And it's like, you can't do that. It didn't work.
That's why maybe
like this is the game you got to win. Like, just fucking go balls to the wall, fuck up Chelsea, and then like we can beat everybody else.
But I think maybe some of the injuries has kind of forced his hand to where he's only got one way of doing it left, which is I am going to assume, unless, because I don't think Cresswell's going to be back anytime. He won't be back for Chelsea game. I think Rice, last I heard, is kind of like on the cusp of coming back a lot earlier, but I doubt he'll be back for Chelsea. So I think it's going to be 3 at the back with Sufal and Masuaku wing backs again. So I think it's going to be 3 with 2 wing backs, and so I think he's going to be forced to have that formation.
Is Dawson out with a red card?
So he got it was 2 yellow cards though, right?
It's 2 yellows, so you don't get the suspension for the. He is?
No. He with 2 yellow cards, you miss 1 game.
Okay.
If you get 5 yellow, wait, no.
I couldn't remember if it was a straight red you miss. If it was double yellow, you have to have it happen twice. I don't know the rules, so it looks like he will be out.
So if it's 5 yellow cards over the course of a season, you get 1 game. If it's 2 yellow cards in 1 game, it's 2 games. Straight red, it's 3 games. So he'll miss
Mark
2
says
games.
it's 1 game. He's also upset that he missed the Manning Hall of Fame debate.
Well, Mark, join in. What do you think? Should he be in? The answer is
because if the answer is no, then you're wrong.
But feel free to go back on demand. Adrian, I like Johnson, but we need a proper left back. I
don't know, man. Johnson, yeah, I guess we do need a proper left back. Johnson's fucking that cross he had. That cross he had early on in that game was fucking. He was making some passes on Saturday that were just purdy. Those are some purdy passes. I like where this kid's going. That's what I'm saying. The answer is not no. You're wrong.
Wrong answer, Mark, I'm afraid. Sorry. Thanks for joining, though. Thanks for playing the game, but you leave with nothing. Yes, I guess we could have a proper left back, but I personally, I'm a man who prefers 3 at the back, 2 wing backs. I think Masuaku isn't a very good left back, but I think he's very good at running the wings.
He's 500 as a starter, Mark. Regular season, we're not including playoffs.
Okay, Mark.
He's really triggering me. Yeah, all right, Mike. He's really triggering me. One of 6 people all time with multiple Super Bowl MVPs. Everybody else that did it is going to be in the the Hall of Fame or has already been in the Hall of Fame. Don't even come at me with that.
We've had a tough day, Mark. We don't need this. But yeah, so I think 5 at the back is good with 2 wing backs. Don't get me wrong. But before we go, I do have to say that league table of if you remove the top 6. And to show we are, 9 points clear of everyone else, if you only include the other 14, shows that, yes, we are the best of the rest. It makes me confident.
We should get some sort of trophy.
If we should get some trophy, but also if we can improve, if we can add.
Can we make him a trophy? Like the Claret Big Blue. If the Super League had happened and everybody got banned, this is what the trophy really would have been recipients. 2021. There's 4,000 letters on. Like it's mostly golden, just lettering on the plaque.
It'd be like a bronze thumbs up. Well done.
We'll just mail it over there, and they'll probably put it in a trophy case. I would assume.
Yeah, but I mean, if we can add some depth to our squad, it gives me hopes for next season that we can actually push forward. But I think let's go for the Champions League, baby. Let's do it.
We got
like a Dundee.
Let's do this. It is exactly like a Dundee. We'll just send him a Dundee.
Like a Dundee. And Eli always looks like a kid from the Make-A-Wish program. Yeah, because he gets what he wished. And
why? Because he smiles a lot when he wins 2 Super Bowls against Tom Brady. Is that why? I'd smile too.
If pretty much everyone
excuse him for caring.
Tom Brady is the GOAT, apparently, when it comes to quarterbacks. I'm not going to necessarily argue with that. But who stopped him winning twice? Who won the MVP for both those games? It was Eli Manning. If Tom Brady is the GOAT, Eli Manning is the GOAT herder. That's what I'm saying.
Well, then if you want to clip this could really get some people mad on there. Just clip this part I'm about to say. If you really want to talk about who the GOAT is in football, obviously it's Eli over Tom Brady since he beat Tom Brady twice. And then obviously Jesse Lingard is better than Cristiano Ronaldo and Leo Messi combined. So greatest football players, Eli Manning in the NFL. And then in just soccer, it's clearly Jesse Lingard.
Yeah. Oh my God. Big Ben won too, but no one cares
Yeah,
about Big Ben.
but
Who did
he
beat?
was an
Who did he beat?
MVP of both. He was an MVP of both. He didn't have
Plus-
the Manningham pass and the Tyree pass. He just had the Santonio Holmes pass.
Plus, Eli loves dogs.
And Ben also allegedly forced somebody into a restroom and performed, like, you know, he had that whole lawsuit that he swept under the rug.
Yeah.
And he drives motorcycles drunk.
Right, we could go on all night. But
I will fight to the death for Eli Manning. Don't you do this.
But yeah, so we are going to beat Chelsea 3-2 this weekend. We are going to come back next week and celebrate us being in the top 4 again. Any last
You're right, Kobe's
word?
the best basketball player. Yes. You can take your MJs and LeBrons. I'll take Kobe.
Yep.
Biden's America.
Just because. Why not? I
See,
just
that
wanted
works
to-
there.
It works there. Well, Big Ben's as good as
Where'd you
Eli.
hear that from? The liberal media?
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Although
Right.
Mark did just say 2-1 West Ham is his prediction, so I guess Mark is okay, sort of. I like his
Okay.
soccer predictions. I don't like his football takes.
Yeah. So you're back in our good books slightly. So join us again. Right. So, but I think we should wrap everything up now because I think we've covered everything. Before we do go, obviously do the good thing of if you want to listen or read my bad takes, follow me on Twitter at Mr. Mike Fish. Follow him, Alex J. Middleton. Follow the show at C&BB Pod. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. If you're watching on Twitch, hit the follow button, I think, on Twitch.
Hit the tweet button.
Twitch.
I don't know.
Facebook, give us a thumbs up and like. If you're listening on demand on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, give us a review and all that good stuff. But until then, oh yeah, also if you want to buy some sweet merch, because Mark, I know Mark, you're a big Giants fan, go to merch.cbbpod.com to get our sweet Viva La Dimes.
Viva La
t-shirt.
Dimes, dude.
Oh yeah. Let me just throw that up on the screen. Pow!
Who
What a
wouldn't want
shirt.
that?
Who would not want that? It's a great shirt. Go to merch.cbbpod.com. Any last words?
That's all I got, man.
So I go.
Let's go. Let's go West Ham.
Thanks for Lolo for joining us. Make sure you check him out on The Stoop on YouTube, and I think he does it on Twitter as well. All that good stuff. Yep. Arlo White, thanks for tuning in.
Miss you, Arlo.
Love you, buddy. But until then, let's see you next Tuesday.